Breaking news. Israeli Defense Force claims targeting Hamas camera amidst hospital strike. Let's delve into the day's headlines, focusing on the Middle East. In a controversial turn of events, the Israeli Defense Force, IDF, stated that it aimed to take down a Hamas surveillance camera when it launched an attack on a hospital in southern Gaza, resulting in the tragic loss of 20 lives, among them 5 journalists. The IDF initiated an investigation into the incident, asserting that the camera was utilized by Hamas to monitor IDF troop movements, enabling them to coordinate hostile actions against Israeli forces. However, the IDF has yet to present any concrete evidence supporting their claim. Adding to the complexity of the situation, the IDF reported that 6 individuals killed in Monday's assault were identified as terrorists. Meanwhile, Israel's Security Cabinet convened to deliberate on the military's amplified offensive in Gaza City, though ceasefire negotiations were notably absent from the agenda. Demonstrations erupted across Israel as protesters demanded that the country's leaders initiate negotiations for a hostage exchange with Hamas. Amidst escalating tensions, more Palestinian civilians are attempting to flee Gaza City, following recent attacks that claimed at least 18 lives, according to local authorities. Overnight shelling across Gaza resulted in a total of 34 fatalities, further intensifying the humanitarian crisis. Shifting focus to domestic matters, a federal judge struck down the Trump administration's lawsuit against the entirety of Maryland's federal bench today. U.S. District Judge Thomas Cullen, appointed by Trump himself, labeled the case as potentially disastrous, stating that the executive branch's efforts to discredit individual judges who rule against it are both unprecedented and regrettable. The lawsuit was filed in response to a leading Maryland judge's decision to halt the immediate deportation of migrants from the state in May, arguing that such action undermined President Trump's authority to enforce immigration policies. In Arizona, thousands remained without power in Phoenix today following a devastating storm. The tempest commenced yesterday evening as strong winds generated a colossal dust cloud that engulfed downtown, plunging the area into darkness and drastically reducing visibility. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy announced today that states have failed to ensure drivers can read road signs and communicate effectively with law enforcement. He has given states a 30-day ultimatum to rectify the situation. Cracker Barrel is standing firm on its controversial new logo, despite facing intense backlash, even from President Trump. The president took to social media to urge Cracker Barrel to revert to its previous logo, acknowledging the error and committing to improved management. The company acknowledged yesterday that it could have handled the situation better, stating, "We could have done a better job sharing who we are and who we will always be." The original logo featured Uncle Herschel leaning against a barrel, accompanied by the phrase "Old Country Store." The new design omits these elements, a move widely panned on social media as devoid of character and lacking in charm. On Wall Street, investors largely disregarded concerns surrounding President Trump's efforts to dismiss Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook. The Dow Jones Industrial Average surged by over 130 points, while the Nasdaq climbed nearly 100 points. The S&P 500 also closed in positive territory. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, the pop sensation and Super Bowl champion, respectively, have announced their engagement, much to the delight of their fans. In a joint Instagram post featuring 5 enchanting photos, the couple is depicted in a fairy tale-like garden, accompanied by the caption, "Your English teacher and your gym teacher are getting married." The post has already garnered over 18 million likes, with the number continuing to grow. Their relationship, which began nearly 2 years ago, has captured the attention of millions, with Swift attending Kansas City Chiefs games and Kelce supporting her Eras Tour last year. It seems Taylor has indeed found her endgame. Congratulations to the happy couple. Stay tuned for more updates on the News Hour. We'll be fact-checking the various claims made during today's White House cabinet meeting. President Trump authorizes a rapid response National Guard force to address what he refers to as civil disturbances. And an invasive insect species poses a threat to vineyards on the East Coast.